Hey guys, sorry for the delay. We had technical difficulties. I had technical difficulties. This time around, Jesse is in the clear.
Hey, yeah, for once
Uh,
it's not me.
yeah, so hey Jesse,
Hello, how you
sorry.
doing?
I'm good, I'm
We're gonna
good.
we're gonna do this. It's always something, but okay.
Yeah, it's always something. We're sorry. We're really. I do apologize for the delay, but I updated the NVIDIA drivers and forgot to update the Flatpak. So please forgive me. And updating the Flatpak right now is out of the question. It would take me 5 to 6 hours.
All right.
Uh,
I
s-
think we'll be
s-
okay. It's a good way to segue into one of the topics for today later. But I'll
okay.
I'll save my jokes about your machine until we get to that part of the live.
Uh, okay.
I gotta say I'm liking the new look. I like how it feels, watching back the live streams.
Yeah. So, guys, people in the chat, please let
Uh
us know.
Teddy's saying I'm about half the volume of you.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
So let us know. Am I out of sync? Is anyone out of sync?
Uh, Apparently they want to buy you a new mic. I like that.
Yeah, buy me a new mic. Sorry, I forgot the mic on the keyboard. Is that is that better?
I sure hope so. All right.
Okay. Teddy says nope, no delay, no out of sync,
No, I don't
no
think so.
issues.
No.
Uh, Well, this is our second episode only, so we're bound to still have issues. We'll iron everything out as we go along. I hope the people would forgive us.
Yep. Ray
Uh,
Chat, thank you. Thank you for accepting his apology.
yeah. uh, yes, I'm using my iPhone camera. I will always be using my iPhone camera from
Yeah.
now on. And Jesse, I will have you know that Teddy is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh,
This
what
dude,
did he bless us with now?
he figured out my stuttering issue whenever the desktop stutters and video stutter and everything.
What was it?
Uh, my old webcam, it keeps disconnecting and reconnecting.
That makes sense.
It does it so quickly that the system doesn't think it's disconnected. It keeps it connected, but
Yeah.
everything goes out of sync.
Right, because OBS is giving you buffer frames in case
Yeah,
of issues like that.
yeah. So because I was streaming God of War, as you saw,
Right, right.
and halfway through, while I was fighting this humongous monster uh, boss, as they called them, it stuttered and the camera went out of sync. So as soon as I
Ah.
unplugged it, replugged it physically, it
Mhm.
worked.
Yeah, I've had problems like that under Linux with the webcam,
No, it's
actually.
not. It's not. I don't think it's related to Linux. It's more related that this webcam is a 630 by I don't know what resolution
Hmm.
webcam. It's before HD was a thing.
Sure, sure.
So 20 years ago, something like that.
Can you believe, we've had webcams for that long?
Yeah, I want this new webcam, the AI powered webcam, the one that follows you.
You don't think that's creepy?
No, it's a small webcam that
I
follows you
don't
if you move
I
your
don't know.
head.
I don't know. Maybe I sound like a a tinfoil hat guy. I don't know if I want a camera with AI just yet.
Insta 360 is it? Maybe yeah. It's the small cubish looking thing that is on a gimbal, and then it moves.
Yeah.
It
It's
follows you.
it's really interesting though that cameras have gone from sort of a widescreen format going back towards a square like 4 by 3 sort of format.
Y- Well, 4 by 3, not all of them. I think the Insta 360 is 1080. It's 4K.
Right. But I'm seeing a lot of what I'm saying though is seeing a lot of streamers instead of doing the letterbox, they're going back to a 4 by 3 square for their output. And I
Yeah,
don't know what to make of that.
a lot of people are going back to 4 by 3. I don't know why. It's maybe it's related to TVs or
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save space, because it's a lot of the Twitch guys like me and now you. Maybe they're trying
yeah,
to save space so that more of the game is being displayed and less of the webcam.
true. That could be it. Yeah. Because I'm learning as I go on Twitch.
Yeah.
I have it in widescreen because I like widescreen. I'm a 16 by 9 kind of guy. And
See with you loving retro so much.
no, I'm even retro in movies. Like, I don't see why people keep complaining about the black bars on top and the bottom. I'm a CinemaScope kind of guy.
Right, you
So
want those bars.
I need those bars. Otherwise, it's no longer the movie that was shot. It's a
Can it
cropped
make me
image.
look less ugly on my Zoom meetings?
Yeah, it would make you look less ugly. It will. You have filters. You can apply smoothing.
Yeah.
If you have acne, it's gonna make them disappear.
Oh boy. That's funny.
So yeah, I'm a CinemaScope kind of guy. I love my movies the way they were intended to be enjoyed.
Sure.
Like, if you give me Ben-Hur without the black bars, because Ben-Hur is one of the most beautiful CinemaScope movies in history, cinema history, where the black bars occupy most of the image because it's so thin, because it was shot in 70 millimeter.
Yep.
So you're forced to have those black bars. If you want to get rid of those black bars, you'll be cropping it so much you're gonna be losing 60% of the image. Like, what's the point in that? Just because people hate black bars? It's kind of weird, but I'm like that. You got different camps in the
Yeah.
cinema, so I'm still a pro 35 millimeter shooters versus digital. And when I discovered how George Lucas shot the prequels,
Hmm.
episode 1, 2, 3, I almost cried. I shed tears, tears of madness, because he shot them in 2K, and we reached 4K a couple of years later, so he cannot upscale them anymore. He
Nope.
lost the ability to upscale them, so there's no way in heck to enjoy them correctly. They did make upscales, but upscales is like taking a small JPEG and blowing it up to 4K. So
Right.
it's not the quality it was intended to be. So George
Right.
Lucas made a big blunder, and I will never forgive him for that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Okay.
Uh, and I must say hi to Ray. Ray, his actual nickname, he's my best friend. He has been
When the
for
black
20
bars
plus year,
use
22 years. He's the guy who taught me all about CinemaScope and everything.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool.
but his real nickname is T16 Skyhopper. It's the Skyhopper that Luke Skywalker messes with in episode 4.
Yeah.
So that's his nickname. T16. Hey, dude. But yeah, let's get back to Linux.
Yeah, yeah. So big things going on today.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things is a subject you are going to bless us with
Yeah.
today.
So yeah, I was reading over the article from Planet KDE that you sent me before we went live,
Yeah.
and I want to know who let this title go to print, because guys, if you haven't heard, uh, the best Plasma 5 version ever is what they're advertising on Planet KDE, and I think that's a huge thing to come out swinging saying that it is the best Plasma 5 version yet, because people have feelings about Plasma 5, and I'm
Yeah.
one of them. I'm one of the people with feelings about Plasma 5, because Plasma 5 made me hate KDE more than I hated KDE to begin with, because
Yeah.
of the multi-monitor bugs.
Yeah.
And you can attest to that. You and I have spent many a day swearing at KDE's refusal to acknowledge that other monitors exist, or any monitors exist if it gets bad enough. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just wind up with no screens. Doesn't matter how beautiful they are when they work if they don't consistently work. But
Yep.
one of the things that the did you actually read the announcement that they linked to in the article?
Yeah.
Because they go on to say they have a section here. I'm just going to read from it. If you want to put it up for the viewers, feel free.
Yeah. I'm working on that. Yeah.
But yeah, the big multi-monitor refactor, they say that the display config widget now appears in system tray by default, which I do like because if you don't know your way well around KDE, the display configuration is kind of hidden a little bit.
Yep.
It's not as easy to get to as it would be in GNOME or even, dare I say, Windows 11 when you're trying to mess with your monitor settings.
Yep.
And just hopelessly plugging and unplugging and replugging your monitors frantically to try to get something on a display. That, as the kids say, it fails the vibe check.
Yep.
But I'm super excited. When are we going to see the beta in XeroLinux? Because I would try it.
You would.
Yeah, I would try it.
No, I don't use betas, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, maybe I'll spin
Uh,
up a KDE Neon VM or something to get my hands on the beta.
yeah, but
Well,
Zero
that
Linux.
wouldn't do multi-monitor. I'd probably have to do it just on a quick live install.
Yep. Uh,
What do you think about that? Like, that's the big takeaway for me, is if they're saying that multi-monitor sucks less, I want to see what that feels like.
but does multi-monitor suck less on X11 or Wayland? That's the question.
You know what? That is a good distinction to make because they're going to be completely different. Wayland feels good, but you can't use it as well with OBS.
Yep.
You can't use it with OBS at all if you want to do the NVFBC capture like I depend on.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. But there's another thing that was solved with the latest nVidia driver updates related to KDE, is no more sleep resume issues like you were having.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That
Yeah,
that
but
they made improvements on that, and if I remember correctly, I think KDE did too. So it was across the board on KDE and on NVIDIA. I was very excited to see that. But I
yeah,
don't know if that applies to full NVIDIA systems only, or say the Optimus system like I have.
it's on everything. It's specifically made for laptops. So it could be Optimus and mainly Optimus. I don't know if NP Control or anything else is would be fixed as well, but uh, those are the main things addressed in this point release of
Sure.
the driver. Uh, but the drivers will be on the XeroLinux repository as soon as the NVFBC patch is updated.
Yeah,
For
Keylace does a really good job of updating that very
Yeah,
often.
whenever a NVIDIA driver update is released, I wait for that
Yep.
because I'm thinking of you first
Hey,
and
well,
foremost.
thank
People
you.
like you who need it
Yeah.
basically.
Uh,
Uh,
I
I wait
know.
for NVFBC. Yeah,
Is Ripley with us? I think Ripley's been streaming on Linux again.
Linux and Windows. He
Yeah.
jumps between the two.
Yep.
But I wait for Streamer for NVFBC to get updated before I push the drivers upstream. I install them first, so I test them.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I wait for them to update the patch. Then I push to the repository.
Yep. Well,
But
that's cool. Always appreciated. Uh,
there's a, there's another big news in the article. I cannot
oh,
show the article right now because I'm sharing the screen where the article is at.
right. Are you gonna go on to elaborate a little bit about the tiling update?
The tiling update is, I don't want to talk much about it because it's still it's in its infancy. But
Right.
what I wanted to talk about was that in Plasma 527, we are going to see a new entry in the settings related to Flatpaks.
Ah ha ha. So this is how they tackle flat seal.
Yes. In Plasma 527, it's going to still be in its infancy. They're integrating Flat Seal into the Plasma settings. So we might no longer need. I'm not sure how they're going to implement it exactly, but I don't think we will need Flat Seal as a separate package anymore. It's going to be all integrated into the KDE settings.
Do you see problems with how it might handle permissions versus having flat seal separated? Are you going to have problems where, say, KDE's desktop settings override the permissions that it gives Flatpaks, whereas Flat Seal would be more direct? I'd have some concerns about that, especially for things like Steam.
When Listen, when anything is still early in the early stages, growing pains. Those are called growing pains.
Oh,
So
sure. But KDE has enough growing pains, it really needs to slow down on those.
yeah, and he made a video talking about that. He said that people asking us to stop features and concentrate on bug fixes, but it cannot be done because you got your people who are gonna say, "Oh, it's a stagnant release. It's the same release over and
Right,
over again." I know.
but you know, who wants a Lamborghini if the wheels fall off?
True, but you still this doesn't mean that those haters will not are not gonna spread false news that
Well, that's true.
KDE is dead because they haven't
There
really.
we go. Here comes Teddy. KDE.
Hey, Teddy.
That could not
Oh,
have been any more well timed. That was perfect. Thank you, Teddy.
yeah. So basically, yeah, that's exactly the kind of reactions KDE don't want. That's why they cannot stop new features, freeze new features while fixing other features. They have a group that concentrates on bug fixing while they tackle new features.
You can turn it. KDE is like a project car. You can turn it into a drift missile.
If you have a good maintainer, well, yeah, but
But it depends whose packages are you using, what distro are you again, Wayland versus X11.
yeah, there's a lot of things to tackle,
Yeah.
especially now with
And
Wayland uh, growing and Xorg dying.
yeah.
So if Xorg, because Xorg, as we said in the last episode, it's at its lowest it has ever been commits wise.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's dead. It just means uh, they're giving time. They're giving. I think it's like one going to sleep and one taking its place.
Yeah.
But Wayland is not ready yet to take Xorg's place.
No, I don't think so. You know,
I see Wayland as an amazing thing. It's amazing, making amazing strides to become the de facto display manager now.
yeah.
Uh, but the problem with it right now is it's not Wayland the problem. It's applications adapting to Wayland.
Right. I'm hearing a lot of chatter about, security problems with Wayland accessing things meant for X11
Yeah.
because
So
Wayland really simplifies and gives more direct access to things, which is
yeah,
good for
eh,
it's good for frame rates, it's bad for security.
correct. And like Teddy says, there was a post on Phoronix speaking about nVidia contributing to the open source. They have been for quite a while now, but it's still in the bleeding edge and uh, not yet to be used kind of area.
Yeah. Now, Steve, I know you're newer to Linux than I am,
Yeah,
but in the early 2010s and 2010s,
yeah,
on all different versions of Linux, updating the NVIDIA drivers used to break x.org all the time. Chat, do you guys remember that? Like an update with the driver going sideways would just reduce your display to nothing. It would kick you back to a TTY when you'd log in, and you're just sitting there feeling stupid.
you say it used to happen, but it happened to me multiple times as well.
You got kicked back to a TTY after an NVIDIA update?
Yeah, I'll to clarify, is it happens to all people who use the non-DKMS driver.
Ah, that would make sense. Yep,
Be-
because the kernel
because
modules don't load.
exactly, you have to if you use the regular non-DKMS version of the driver, you will have to wait for an actual kernel update to arrive with the driver to pair it with the driver, so the modules are rebuilt. If you install the driver without installing or rebuilding the kernel modules, it's going to
You're
kick you
gonna have
back
a
out to
bad
the
time.
TTY.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why the DKMS version were created.
yeah.
That way,
I've
you can install them without having to wait for a kernel update
yeah.
to recompile the modules. They're
When I was running on my MacBook, my 2011 MacBook that I kept going until last year because of Linux.
yeah,
Um, I I learned just how amazing the DKMS was because it was a
yeah,
legacy GPU. It was good.
yeah. The DKMS saved my hind because
Yeah,
when I started with ArchLinux. When I started tinkering with Linux, not just using it, but
sure.
tinkering, I started with ArchLinux, and I used to install nVidia, not nVidia-DKMS. And Eric went as far as make a video telling us, the users, uh, if you are using the regular package, if you install it without installing or updating a kernel, you are in for a bad time. So don't install the driver until a kernel update comes as well. Then you update both together. You pair
hmm
the kernel update with an NVIDIA
If you
driver
do
update.
one, you do them both, and you don't reboot until they're both done.
Yes, he had to make a video about it, so I learned, and then I discovered DKMS. I
Yeah,
was
and
looking
then
on the ArchWiki, which
oh
one
yeah,
should do. When you're using ArchWiki is your Bible.
yep,
Treat it as the Arch Bible
yeah.
because they might be a bit technical in some areas, but it has solved a lot of issues for me. Okay, here's the thing. This is how especially new to Arch user should
Yep.
use ArchWiki. You go to an article on the ArchWiki. There's something you don't understand. You Google it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
you should
usually
have.
sends you back to a different part of the ArchWiki, and then you want to have them
Not
in.
all the time.
But
No, sometimes
the
it takes you
ArchWiki,
to.
I think it's kind of like Debian, and you can wind up in logic circles.
Yeah, true. Not all the time. There are sometimes, a few times, where you go. It takes you to Linux questions.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Linux questions is interesting. Reddit is
yeah, it
Reddit.
takes you other places.
Yeah.
Uh, Stack Exchange is one of them.
Yep. Sometimes GitHub.
Sometimes GitHub.
Here's Teddy. Read. Zero.
Yeah,
Exactly.
read. Yes, I do that a lot. Sometimes I fall asleep and I dream of what I just read. That's how much. When you use Arch, when you hop to Arch,
You read
this is the beauty
so
of it.
much. You
Yeah,
learn.
you learn. Here's why I love Arch. It's very hands on, and you read a lot and you learn a lot. But if you use something that already works and you don't need to do anything, you're as I say in quotation marks. I don't mean it in a bad way. Dumb user. So you don't learn anything. That's
Right.
what I mean. You don't learn anything. You just use. It
Yeah.
works. You don't learn anything. But if you really want to learn the inner workings
Yeah.
of Linux, Arch is the best thing to do,
I think
to switch to.
Arch Linux is like using a manual shift transmission for Linux.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Good
And
metaphor.
you know, you're not just turning the steering wheel, you are actually commanding the car to drive.
That's why I prefer real cars over electronic cars, EVs,
Yeah.
whatever.
Can you drive a manual, Steve?
I don't drive at all.
Ah, okay, fair.
I can't due to my
There's
ADHD. I can't.
okay. Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. I learned how to drive on a manual stick shift, and still driving something without one feels very, very strange. The
Yeah.
only time I don't like a manual is I prefer like a scooter, because on a
Yeah. Well, a
motorcycle
scooter.
there's enough to do. You do
Yeah.
not need the distraction of shifting a motorcycle.
Yeah. And we're talking stuff
Yeah,
that I like. Cars. I use the car metaphor a lot. The cars metaphor a lot
yeah.
because people understand cars more than they understand computers.
Test
Uh,
Wayland on Fedora because have Zero as your main OS. Hey, Ari, thank you. Look at this. You know, people love XeroLinux.
yeah. And
Is Zero G still doing well, or is
no,
KDE winning people back?
I don't know. I cannot say, but no one has mentioned. No one has ever has mentioned zero G for a while.
Okay,
So and I haven't had people contribute for a while, but it's
nice.
fine. It's fine because I'm not talking about it much because there's nothing to modify in it. It works. It's
Yep.
there. And they have fixed a lot of issues. The only thing I want to include in the next release is a new context menu entry for Nautilus
Okay.
and Pop Shell. Those are the only two additions I will make. I'm not gonna mess with GNOME too much because I wanna deliver it to the users the way it was intended to be
Yeah.
delivered, and it's
Right.
then the rest is up to the user to mess around with.
Uh,
Uh,
one last thing
but
about KDE. When you finish that thought,
no, I'm finished.
uh, what did you think of KDE now having a welcome screen after after developing Zero Hello to be what it is? What do you think?
They're not. They're,
You
one will
think it's
not.
going to get there?
Here's the thing. The KDE Hello is different than the Zero Hello.
Well, sure.
Uh, the
Look at
KDE
that cute
Hello.
little mascot for one.
Yeah.
We
The,
need a Zero Linux mascot.
well, it's the A and the X. I don't know what to create a mascot, how to create mascots, but
Yeah,
the KDE Hello just tells you where the settings are. It is going to tell you where to find the various settings and things like that. The
yeah,
Zero Hello is the nitty gritty of the thing. You want to fix Pac-Man keys. You want to apply different rices. You want to well, not apply different rices, but restore the out of box experience if you mess anything up. Stuff like that. It's system settings, system
right,
tweaks.
right.
The KDE Hello is just hello, this is KDE. You wanna go? You wanna do this? Go here. You wanna go do this? You go there. It's like the police guy who traffic policeman telling people where to go and how to do things. It's a tutorial kind of thing. So looking forward to it. I don't think it will make it into XeroLinux. I will find a way to disable it because as far as I have understood, they don't want to go overboard with it. So they're
Right.
just gonna put a couple of screens, 3, 4 screens. That's it. So I see it as pointless. I might disable it. I will see how it comes. I will wait for it and see.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Yep.
but other than that, the main subject of the episode today.
Yeah, let's get right to it.
Twitter is out for blood.
You can say that again.
Twitter is out for blood. And to answer Ariat, no, gaming will no longer take place on the podcast. We might have other
for celebratory ones might be fun.
Celebratory ones, yes, like XeroLinux.
Want to see that again? I didn't realize we had such a reception for it.
We're gonna have one on Valentine's Day.
You're gonna be my Valentine
in a game, yeah. And we're gonna have one on Easter and stuff like that on celebration times. And in May, on the 25th of May, when XeroLinux will hit 2 years of age, young little baby as it is, but we'll hit 2 years, and this will be a full-on gaming stream.
Yep.
From beginning to end.
Just absolute
2-3 hours, as long as we can handle it. We're gonna be. It's a full-on celebratory game, and we'll select a better game this time.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Happy birthday, XeroLinux. Actually, that'll be a cool stream around Valentine's Day. Depending on when it falls. If it's not exactly on the day, I will be live streaming from the grounds of Katsucon right around Valentine's Day.
Katsucon? I don't know what that is.
It's a different type of nerds, anime, gaming, stuff like that. My partner's a fashion panelist there, so I'll be over there. You might get to see me like catching people in cosplay in the background.
The 14th is on a Tuesday.
Right. Well, we do Saturdays now, so it'll be a little different.
Yeah, we'll make it count.
Oh yeah.
It's not a full-on stream. It's gonna be like last time,
like a
normal
half
podcast for the half and half.
Okay.
But this time we game for longer. Like last time we only game for 25-30 minutes.
Yeah.
This time it's going to be a full hour for the podcast and a full hour for the
oh yeah, now that we got our act together. Tux Kart Racing. That would be cool. That would actually be really cool.
We might play multiple games, who knows.
Yeah, have a whole thing set up. But yeah, Twitter though.
Yeah, Twitter. They're out for blood. They axed all third party. They disabled access to the API from all to all third party applications. No exceptions. No exceptions. Only TweetDeck and the official Twitter app exist.
Even Hootsuite got killed, right?
Yeah, everything. Everything.
That is just why.
I was paying $5 a year for Tweetbot on iOS.
Yeah.
And now it's dead.
It's just wild. Like he's in his villain era right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a lot of people pay monthly for a lot of Twitter clients, third-party Twitter clients, to use Twitter the way it was supposed to be. Like you got the tweets in chronological order,
right?
Without ads.
Yeah,
that's why Twitter killed it.
Yeah,
that's why, because they were disabling ads.
Too much money in ads.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of money in ads, in ad revenue. So they were like, nope, that's it. Bye-bye. And they did it silently. They didn't mention anything to anyone.
Nope.
Until everyone started opening their apps and not being able to log in or anything.
So
and then,
what you're saying is that we all got to feel like we got laid off from Twitter too. Because that's how so many of the employees found out.
Yeah.
We're laughing, but it's dark humor. It's really sad.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. The result of which, I deleted all the Twitter. Well, I had 2 Twitter applications on my phone, and I'm not going to use the default application because of the ads
Right.
and the tweets not being in chronological order. I have to scroll for like 5 minutes to find tweets related to the tweet that I just saw on top.
Right.
It's like, what the hell? And too many ads, and here's another weird issue. Okay, you know how Twitter keeps saying we care about your privacy, we don't serve pornographic material and stuff like that.
Right.
I open Twitter in my browser on my phone, and what do I see? Somebody retweeting Shemale pictures.
Well, porn is porn no matter what.
Yeah, but it's on Twitter, and they said no. It's like YouTube saying we don't have pirated movies, we don't serve erotic movies, and if you search, you're gonna find erotic movies and pirated movies all over the place. So they don't police their own platform very well,
No.
and we suffer as a result. I never asked to see shemales.
Right, right. And I
So,
mean, respectfully, that's an outdated term and it's not very nice. But I get what
uh,
I understand you didn't want to see porn though.
yeah, not on Twitter.
Sure. That's not what you went there for.
It's my news aggregator. It's where I get my news.
Right.
So I'm glad I'm no longer using Twitter as much. I
Yeah.
only keep my Twitter account around to get more eyes on the videos that I share,
Right.
that I create. But that's it. It's only an advertisement kind of thing. I just advertise my videos on
Right.
Twitter and Mastodon, because Mastodon alone is not big enough.
No.
Twitter is thousands upon thousands of times bigger. So
Yeah. It's
I have
it's
to
going to
keep
be
it.
an interesting landscape to navigate.
Yeah. Uh, it's I'm sad because, but I'm sad because the Twitter app Tweetbot that I was using was amazing. It even showed me how many tweets I missed from the last time I opened the app.
Wow.
It puts a small number in the upper right corner. It says you have 37 unread tweets or 137 unread tweets.
Oh boy,
So
so it's another inbox to shame you for
yeah, it
not
doesn't show it on the
emptying.
icon. No, it
Okay.
doesn't show. It doesn't show it on the icon. It shows it when you open the app inside the app.
Yeah.
I found a similar uh, client, but for Mastodon. It's called Mastoot. It's for iOS, not for Android,
Right.
unfortunately. Yes, I'm a Linux user who uses iOS. Uh, because all I care about is chatting and checking my mail on and calling on my phone. I don't even play games. But
The toot
Mastoot is
again.
amazing. The toot again. the the thing I wanted in a even the Mastodon official app doesn't have this feature, the ability to edit your toots. So Mastoot has the ability to edit, so I like it, and it shows me the number of toots I missed.
I really wish they would rename that.
No, they did on the official app, but people wanted it back.
Oh, they
So
wanted it called Toots again?
yeah, they even started a petition to get it back.
Petitions are crazy. Wow.
Yeah, but toot is such a childish term. Uh,
We're
but I guess
struggling.
it.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny and it differentiates
That's
Mastodon from Twitter.
that's true. Now, so what do you think the future of using Twitter is going to be like for people who may have never really used Twitter in a web browser?
If they keep blocking third-party apps uh, or clients, I don't see a mass adoption again by users.
No.
Users are going to users who are already on the platform, they will stay on a lot of them will stay.
Yeah.
But new users will be less, much less.
Where do you think they're going to go?
I'm not going to say Mastodon because it's still
Yeah,
a bit difficult to get into, especially when a new user gets confronted with, oh, which instance do you want to register to?
right. They don't know. They just want
They
to
don't
look at
know.
stuff.
Yeah, they just want to register and start using it, not
Right.
register and then get 1,000 different instances shown in their face.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we may see Discord grow a little bit more.
Discord might grow a little bit more, and I will.
And Teddy's got a good point here that Mastodon is an echo chamber, but I mean honestly, Twitter is too.
Twitter is too. Yeah,
Discord
everybody
is,
retweets, everybody
you know,
everybody reshares everybody's
right.
tweets.
Facebook is, social
Yeah,
media is mostly
yeah,
echo
and
chambers.
we all make get eyes on ourselves, on our accounts, using other people's tweets or
Right.
toots or whatever posts. Uh, but I am happy to say that most of the people I know currently today, all the developers, all the distro maintainers, all the Windows developers and YouTubers, I know because of Twitter.
Yeah.
And I always try to ping them and then hope for a reply. And when they reply, we start a good conversation. This kind of thing I like about Twitter. But to be a villain like that is really, really, really annoying. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of I have to drop Twitter. The way I use Twitter is through Mastodon. Whatever I toot on Mastodon, I add a hashtag XP.
Yep.
When I add that hashtag,
So does it cross post? Is that the
yeah,
XP?
yeah, XP is you select what hashtag you want to use to cross post. So it's a bridge. So I'm using a bridge between the two. I use XP and then it bridges to Twitter. I don't use Twitter directly,
Gotcha.
not anymore.
Are you liking that
So
workflow better?
yes, and the fact that I get a lot more boosts to my videos on Mastodon than I get on Twitter.
Huh.
Yeah. Whatever I post on Mastodon, it gets or reposted, as they call it, reblogged,
Right.
as they call it on Mastodon. Uh, Maybe a ratio of 10 to 2.
Wow.
2 to Twitter, 10 to. But then again, Mastodon is a smaller audience. So even if it gets 2 to 10 times, 5 times more, it's still less people are seeing it because there are less people on Mastodon and Fostodon, the free open source instance, versus Twitter. So if it gets retweeted maybe 10 times on Twitter, it's 10 times more people that will see it than on Mastodon.
Right.
Because there are way more people on Twitter. I'm okay with that. But on Mastodon, you don't get all those haters. You don't get unrelated things. I am into Linux, so
Right.
I like to see, and into technology as a whole.
Of
So
course.
I see more technology-based discussions on Mastodon than I see on Twitter. On Twitter, it's you got 5 people talking about technology, another 100 talking about this actor who bit this actor, who stabbed that actor, who raped this actress, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Although I don't follow them, but because they're retweeted by people that I do follow,
Right. Right.
I still see them. I don't want that. On Mastodon, it's much less. So I can concentrate on what I'm interested in. So, yes, Ariat, it, with patience, it will grow.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially
But
with
it's
the,
going to take some time for mass adoption.
yeah. Uh, just I would request from the Mastodon developers or whatever to figure out a way to make it easier and less overwhelming to join Mastodon. instead of showing them the instances like before registration or like that as a whole list, overwhelming list, make it
Right.
less overwhelming because we need more people on Mastodon. It's a beautiful place. A lot of people migrated over that I know. So I enjoy the discussion over there. And there's another thing they need to fix is the direct messaging. It's very hard to find the direct message button and the way to direct message a person. So they need to fix that. But the ability to edit is amazing.
Well, that's good.
Just that, and the character limits set by default to 500 characters, perfect. Some
You think 500 is a good limit?
500 is a good limit because some people have access to more. I don't know how. Some instances allow more, I guess, because on Mastodon, if you're part of Fostodon, you can still see the tweets of people who are not on Fostodon, who you follow. Maybe they're on Mastodon.social, not Fostodon.
Okay.
But on Mastodon.social, they got a character limit of 1,500 characters.
Wow.
And sometimes
that's a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes I see
You
articles.
could send a whole spam wall out with 1,500 characters.
I see those. I see a whole article copy pasted from a website as is on Mastodon. I don't like to see that. That's why 500 is a good hard limit.
Yeah.
I don't want to read a whole article on Mastodon. I like to scroll and see other tweets.
Yeah.
But
good grief.
Yeah. Mastodon needs
1,500 characters.
Yeah, 1,500. Yeah, and at some point, Elon Musk was saying, "I'm going to set the character limit to 1 million or something, or 10,000 or something."
What the hell?
Yeah,
that's not a tweet anymore.
He's always high on something. He's always high on something.
I hope.
I don't know.
I hope that man finds some peace.
Yeah, he needs to calm down, come back to Earth. He's still in space, so his body is on Earth, but his mind is in space.
Wow, but yeah, more bots and spam.
Yeah. No, he wants spam because he likes to eat spam.
Hey, I like to eat spam too, but that's the only kind I like. I want to eat spam, not read it.
Yeah. And spam, don't get me started on spam, especially on Twitter and Gmail now. Gmail's spam blocker is getting worse these days.
Gmail's algorithm has been very strange.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting emails late.
True. That's one. Two, the spam filter is not really functioning as well as it used to.
No, because they sell your information.
Yeah,
so
but
you
before
get ads that look like emails, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, they're very now. The advertisers know how to disguise their stuff very well.
It's really bad.
I had to use a third-party service, pay for it. Basically, I had to.
I'm thinking about going to Proton Mail.
I'm thinking about that too, but the problem is, I need an adtechzero.com email domain. So Proton Mail doesn't really give you that unless you start paying.
Right.
And their prices are higher than Google's.
Right.
But because they have privacy and they have all these things more than Google. But I'm using @TechZero, which is my real username everywhere on the internet. That's how I started my career, my whole thing on
career.
Online.
No, career is fine. You have a career now.
Yeah, I started my career as a username TechZero, technology I know, Tech Xero, technology I know, because Xero means I know in Greek. So that's how I started, and then I evolved when I switched to Linux. I needed an alternate persona, so I had to keep looking, digging. Not dicking, digging.
Well, today's video has gotten demonetized no matter what happens.
No, I don't think so. because the music I use from YouTube.
Right.
But I started digging around, and I like Diablo, the game.
Right.
So that is darkness. So I
Right.
was like, I need something with dark in the beginning. Darkness, I know. Dark Zero. So Dark
Right.
Zero. Ah, so I created my alternate
And now we're
persona
here.
for, yeah. So yeah, the Linux world has not seen a lot of changes, but KDE has definitely
Right.
been doing a lot of hard work
Yeah, and
so far,
nVidia
and
really needs to calm down too. I feel like every week we're at least touching on a point release for the
yeah,
nVidia drivers.
yeah, they're releasing point release after point release after point release. I see it as good because
Do you think it's an effort to look like they are doing more
then they actually are.
than AMD?
No, because AMD receives point releases much more often than NVIDIA. Uh, I see AMD updates a lot because I have AMD in the shop downstairs.
Right,
I
right.
see AMD driver updates with Vulkan updates, with lib32 Vulkan 3D and stuff like that more often than NVIDIA. But NVIDIA doing more is good because they were
Oh yeah.
dormant for a long time. They were
Well, it's
dormant for a long time.
well that's what happens when Anonymous comes for you. I think they
Yeah,
got scared.
yeah. I guess they were pressured, and they needed to be pressured by us, the
Uh
users.
well
Uh,
yeah, Anonymous gave them a put them on notice like Kira.
yeah. Oh boy.
They wrote Nvidia's name in the book
Yeah. In the book,
in the Death
yeah.
Note.
In the Deathnote book, yeah. By the way, where you at in Deathnote? Did you finish it?
Oh, not finished yet. Uh, still quite enjoying it. I'm watching about an episode to 5 episodes a day. It depends
Ooh.
because we are we're getting ready to move, so I don't have time to sit and binge the whole thing. But
But you're
what
enjoying it.
happened? I guess I'm deep in the Yotsuba group arc of the storyline.
Yeah. That's the part where kind of.
It's I don't want to say too much in case there's somebody newer on, but right when the fake broadcast saying who Kira was.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen the announcement be made, but like he's speeding in the car trying to stop it, and that's where I went to bed.
Oh, yeah. That's at the beginning. You're still at the beginning of the collaboration between him and L.
Okay.
You didn't reach that part yet.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
with Kira and L. Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy how they've done that, but I don't want to take us on too much
Oh,
of a
that's the best
tangent.
part. That's the best part.
It is
That's the part where I
wild to
could.
just watch the back and forth.
Yeah. It gets you tired at some points. You're
Yeah,
like, oh,
it's
come on.
it's an emotional roller coaster.
That's what makes this show amazing. I would watch it again and again and again nonstop.
Oh, I can see it's gonna be a
Oh,
favorite
Teddy,
for
you
me.
need to watch it.
Yeah,
Teddy, you need to watch the whole thing
it's so
because
good.
it makes your brain reevaluate the meaning of life at some
Right.
times.
You walk around wondering if anybody's telling the truth about
Yes,
anything.
yes. I had that happen to me when I finished watching because it took me 3 days to watch the whole thing
Yeah.
because I
If you
went
did
24
nothing
hours every
right,
day.
if you did nothing else.
I did nothing else. I had no school. It was summer break. Uh,
Did you
uh,
watch it when it first came out? Because I imagine
yeah, it was
you
brand new.
probably had access to it before we did here in the States.
Yeah, I watched it on DVD. My brother got it from the source from
Oh, wow.
Japan. He got it from
Wow.
Japan when he was in Japan. It was brand new on the shelves in stores. He bought it. He bought another copy for me, and I binge watched every single episode. I went 3 days, 24 hours a day, eating, sleeping, everything in front of that thing because I couldn't. I had my eyes glued.
Yeah, it sucks you in, and you just can't stop.
No, because it keeps making you anxious and
Yeah.
having questions in your mind. What if? Is it true what I saw? Did he just do that?
Right.
No, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
believe
crazy. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and is that monster bad or good?
Right.
Oh my God, I was
You know,
like, because at some points, because he wants the best for L, he has to do something with the bad people.
right. Yeah,
For Kira, sorry, not for L, for Kira.
Right.
He wants the best for Kira, and he has to go to L and tell L what Kira is doing without telling him what he's doing, and him and his apple. And that's this apple thing is just the icing on the cake.
Oh, I love the apples.
Yeah, him and the apple. That when you see an apple, you know he's there.
Yeah. It's so good though. And I think to get back to wrapping up the podcast here,
Yeah,
I think that once you start learning Linux instead of just using Linux, it gets like that.
yeah,
That addictive, I have to keep going. I have to what else can
yeah,
I do? What else
yeah.
can I what else can I
There's no dull
figure? What else
day.
can I learn? There's
Yeah,
always something like that.
yeah, there is no dull day at all with Linux. Trust me, people, when you start, why I want everyone to start using Linux, because on Windows, it's so repetitive, it gets
Right,
boring.
just next, finish.
Next, done. On Linux, it's always feeding the mind, keeping the mind fresh, and keeping you on your toes, learning more and wanting more.
Yeah.
So join Linux. Sorry, this episode went a little bit longer than usual because of the technical difficulties. I'll work everything out. I'll have to update and wait 9 hours for it to update.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for
Yeah.
everyone that joined the stream.
Absolutely. What do you guys really liking? We're second episode in of the new live format. I think this
Yeah.
is a lot more fun. It's cool to engage with the chat. It
Yeah.
keeps us on topic, sometimes takes us off. I
It
like
takes
it.
us off.
It was
Yeah,
a good change, and I think we should absolutely stay this way.
yeah, I'm gonna keep it this way. And I would, okay, Teddy, live is really nice. We'll
Yeah.
keep it. But I want to announce before I go, before we go close up, that you will be seeing me later tonight again, or later this afternoon for the East Coasters at 3 p.m. East Coast time.
Oh, are you streaming today?
Yeah, every Saturday with Matt on the Linux Cast.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 podcasts in one day.
That's amazing.
That's how you stay busy and you keep on your toes. But you'll see me again at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the Linux Cast podcast as a guest, of course.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you. And one other thing, my thing of the week, app of the week is something called Legacy Update. I'll include it in the show notes, of course. It's, you know how on Windows XP and 2000 and 2003 and I think Vista, you had to go to a website, and when you click Windows Update, it opens up IE to a website, and then you select which updates you want, and you click install, and it does a web install.
Yep.
Those were deprecated by Microsoft ages ago in 2014.
Right.
But someone, and I'll have a link to the MJD's video at the cards or whatever. But suffice it to say, he found a way to redirect. The files are still there, the security updates and everything is still on Microsoft servers. Just the link is dead. The redirect is dead. So he
That
managed to
is
figure out.
wild.
Yeah, he found a way to redirect. You just go to legacyupdate.net, and it's exactly the Windows Update v6 for XP and stuff like that. Except he added his social media links on the left pane at the bottom. But I updated my Windows XP in my VM yesterday. It's that way because I don't know why I suddenly craved to play Motocross Madness 2 and Midtown Madness 2.
Sometimes it's just like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to play old games, and in order to play them, I needed Windows XP. So I installed it. Now it's up to date to 2014, 2013, latest updates available then. Every single update. It took me 2 hours to update, but I had over 600 updates to apply. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'll have everything in the show notes. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, wait, Ariad, he misses a light theme, so.
Oh wow, light theme.
Oh, you like a light theme? You're one of the few. You're one of the very few. I hate the light theme. It makes my eyes hurt. But anyway, see you on Saturday, guys.
All right.
And,
yeah, don't forget to catch later today. Double stream action.
Double stream action tonight. This afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there with Matt and the gang.
All right. So we'll see you guys next Saturday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Same bat time, same bat channel, as Linus says. I don't want to steal it from him, but that's why I added as Linus says at the end.
Right.
But yeah, we'll catch you, and this time we won't make you wait 6 minutes before we go online.
6 whole minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
And yeah, take care. Peace out.